I'm not interested in this because this is them speaking for 20 minutes. But this could be good. Let's hear. And there he goes, ready to talk the same nonsense. Union Center Community Hall. This is 13 minutes, 14.8 kilometers from Daniel's house towards Westville. I expect a lot of lies, and I've said it already. Daniel, the best thing for you to do is to be the first to talk. That's your only option right now, bro. There's no other option. Anything else, you're gonna get it tenfold. And I'm that serious about it. It's gonna pile up. It's not what you want. Talk, talk, talk.
Okay, Daniel. So what's the latest with this
Ugh, I already don't like her.
case?
I have a really hard time with, let me see. What's the latest with this case? Nobody takes him seriously. Everybody knows he's hiding. But he's stuck on this channel. He's stuck in one zone.
I think we're going to have to dive into some questions so I can,
Dive. Again, we're gonna have to dive. So I can,
really try to answer that because, there's so much.
Yeah. There's so much. Name one. Name one, dude.
What I can say is my blood was taken or drawn.
Your blood was taken or drawn. Fine. And what else?
And they got a few drops of my blood for that.
So you already said your blood was drawn. That's what happens. They get a few drops of your blood for that. For what?
Check my DNA because my DNA is obvious.
Yeah, because my DNA is obviously what? Oh God, this is almost comedy now, dude. This is drama comedy, people. For that, for to check my DNA because, okay?
It's going to be on the blanket.
Oh, because my DNA is obviously going to be on the blanket. Right. What else is going to be on the blanket?
But I can't really disclose, and I'm pretty limited on what
Yeah, we know.
I know about the blanket at this.
And that was before he was charged. I don't know if he knew what was coming on Malaya's end. Maybe he didn't know it. So at this time, he still thinks it's going to turn around for him. I will say it again in case he's watching. People are stroking you along, Daniel. They want you on their channel, and then they're exposing you. And you don't realize it. They're telling you you're doing great, and they're gonna tell you, oh, Daniel, you've done great. You answered our questions. Wow. You see now, and you fall for this stuff, dude. You dug yourself in a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. See, I don't do that. You probably think I'm your enemy. But I'm telling you, come clean. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. There'll be nobody else, just me and you on this channel. And this time, I'm going to point out everything that you say that makes no sense. I'm that serious.
Moment, but
Sure, his DNA can be on the blanket. It was in his house, but Why are you telling me that? What's important about that? Why do you feel the need to normalize something that's already normal? It's unnecessary information, yet you're introducing it. This is going to be hard to listen to because I actually wanted to go ahead and talk more about what Simon has compiled. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and if it doesn't get better, I'll do a very quick switcheroo. And I will wait for somebody to bring something to my attention. As in, did you catch what he said here? Right now, he's making a mockery of his own mockery. So look at him. It's almost turning into permanent Dupin delight, similar to Burke Ramsey, where it's kind of stuck on your face because the moment the topic comes up, you can't stop smirking.
I can say, like, with the DNA collection, it's something's definitely proceeding forward with that.
How did that go when they took your sample? Did they take you into the station?
Yeah, it was done at the station.
Uninteresting. I don't like her. I don't like people who waste time. Kayla was excellent. I'm going to try not to
The
say
investigator
anything.
did it. They have an applicator, which, they hit the end of your finger with it, just like you were testing for your blood sugar. Just, pinch the end of your finger, and I had to squeeze for 20 minutes to get some blood out.
Jeez,
but
man.
after we get those 4 drops out,
They are worse than some of the YouTubers who just waffle about absolutely nothing. Who cares? If you were to get rid of anything, what would you do? Where would you go? Ask that.
it goes onto a little pad, and it's put in a
All the
envelope
game.
and then plastic bag, and then sealed up for evidence.
But you're the one being played. You're the one being played, Daniel. I want leakage about where he went that night.
Do you know of anyone else who had their sample taken?
No. I was never disclosed any of that.
Yeah.
Nor do I ask because I know I would not get an answer in return.
Right. You've been asking questions.
Now you know. A lot less energy, huh? Not the kind of Daniel we knew before.
Yeah, I ask a lot of questions. Sometimes they can't answer.
And was that voluntary, or did they?
That was 100% voluntary. They never have to get a warrant to do anything. I'm always cooperative, just like in the past.
Unlike your mama. You're not coming in my trailer. Yeah, because you know enough. You have enough sense to know that they're going to be able to do it either way. It's going to only make them work harder, and they're going to be more pissed off with you. And in your own mind, you think the more you talk, the less guilty you look. And you also think that saying, okay, I'll do it, makes you look innocent. He thinks as soon as there's silence, or you're stepping back, or you're pulling a Malaya, oh, you must be guilty. And people are going to see it. But he doesn't realize how all of this type of thinking has backfired. And who cares? He volunteered for the drug test too, he said. And to his girlfriend, he said, oh, I've been high every day for years. So much for that. Volunteering for him is not an indicator of innocence. It is a tactic that he believes is going to work for him because it worked for him, I believe, at one point in his life, where maybe somebody said, oh, okay, no, never mind, you don't have to do it. Who knows? Maybe somebody, maybe he took something. Maybe he said to the teacher, "Go ahead, check my bag. I have nothing to hide." And the teacher looked at him and said, "You know what? I believe you." Think back at your own patterns, people. They start somewhere.
I keep asking them, do you want my phone? Do you want me to do more polygraphs?
No, we want you to tell the truth. You don't understand that? We want you to tell the truth. And that goes beyond what the procedure is that law enforcement has to go by. We want you to tell us straight up, where did you take Jack and Lily's bodies? How did they die? We want everything on the table. Everything, Daniel, everything. And until you understand that, you're going to get into a lot more problems because you haven't hit rock bottom. And believe me, you will hit rock bottom. They will stick it to you. They will make you eat your words. When you said, "Look at Malaya, look at what Malaya did, look Malaya," or when Janie said, "Look at Malaya," uh-oh, you know what I thought? That better backfire. That better backfire. And I have a lot more to say actually about what Janie said about, well, one moment, please. Never mind. I'll finish this and then you stay tuned for my next video.
Like I'm open to everything, and
You're not open to telling us. You're not open to being open. That's the problem. You're not open to telling the truth. You're open to anything other than telling us exactly what happened on Thursday night. Beating around the bush, but beating in big ways. What happened on Thursday night, Mr. Martell?
I always tell them that. They say, Daniel, no, we don't need your phone.
Oh, yeah. They think you're innocent. I know. That's what you told us. They know you didn't do nothing. It's so getting old, man. Oh, I'd be so happy when this shit is over, Daniel. I'd be so happy when either you have sense, get some sense, and volunteer information, or when it all comes out and there's nothing else that you can say other than the facts.
Now it's not necessary to do any more polygraphs. So,
Right, because you beat it. So what? So? Yeah.
at this point, I'm very cooperative, And when they did up the
Where are Jack and Lily, dude? I thought you don't know. Why don't you say, please bring Jack and Lily back, everybody? Because you know why? Because that's the only way I can get people off my back. Thank you, Simon. Thank you to everybody who sent me this. I just got back on, guys, and I saw this. I said, "Oh gosh, there it is!" Because a couple of days ago I said, "Man, is there a long version? There must be a long version." Look how much effort they put into this, and then they show a very short excerpt. You know what I mean? Just a couple of sound bites from this dude. Talk to me, Daniel. Talk to me, Daniel. Talk to me, Daniel. Talk to me, Daniel. It can be live, it can be pre-recorded. But this time I'm going to point out exactly what it is. If you are being deceptive, this time I will immediately say, stop. And I don't care if you're going to run away and say, that's it, I'm not going to talk anymore. I so be it. But you know what? For your own good, dude. I knew what was right for your friend Jordan. When I made the decision, Let's publish this. I want people to, you know, I'm telling you, Daniel, coming clean is the only way for you to move forward right now before the trial begins.
Paper for consent on my DNA. They fill in the paper, May 2nd.
It's so boring.
Missing persons case for Jack and Lily. And then they go through it. And
They cannot name your suspect. They don't name it a criminal case. This is a procedure. It doesn't mean anything.
then there's the box checked for criminal involvement.
Yeah. And this is your claim to fame right now. Dude, seriously, snap out of it, man. Snap out of it. I'm telling you, people do not believe you. And you know what? Now with the trial coming, it's not just going to be not about believing you, about not believing you. It's going to be about, you better never even look at, and if you're bothered by what people say about you online, you better delete every single app. Be it Facebook, of course, be it Twitter, be it YouTube. You ain't seen nothing yet, dude. The only thing you can do is come clean right now.
No criminal involvement. And they check the box for no criminal involvement. And I put my signature on it. And then where's my consent?
Dream world you're living in.
How did you feel when you saw that box was?
And you're gullible. You're really gullible too, man. You're naive that you're falling for this style of interview. Seriously, man. Oh my gosh. Come on, Fulio. Don't make me root for you here. I hate to see train wrecks, especially train wrecks in slow motion. I rather have it collide or have it stop and then, it's very awkward.
Checked.
Very happy. But I've known since the start that I'm
Very happy, but yeah, he has no reason to be happy in general. I've known for, No, what do you mean you know? I don't know. Since the start that I'm, what's coming?
100% innocent.
Yeah, 100% innocent. Again, the percentage. I told you, you forgot what I said about that? What didn't you do? Tell me that. Tell me in a reliable denial what you didn't do. If somebody asks, did you kill your wife? And you say, no. No, I didn't. No, I didn't kill my wife. That's reliable. If you say, I'm innocent, that's not the same.
But to see investigators say that to me before, but then also, see it visually.
What do you mean you know? What do I know? What does she know? But then also,
With my own eyes, it was.
yeah, it means nothing. And you know it. You know it because of what the media wrote, and you know that the legal system in Canada is what it is. They cannot take quick steps.
It was a big thing.
So again, what's his intention right now? I think his court appearance will be a real disaster. What is his intention? Well, he doesn't have a game right now. He is playing this same tactic, the same strategy until the bitter end because he knows he has nothing else to switch it up with. So he is motivating himself to think, well, I'm on TV, I reach more people, and I'm going to share with them what I saw that I hope, or in my warped mind, I think may convey people to think, oh, he's innocent. It's his last resort, people, his last piece of hope. He is really grasping at straws right now. And he knows it. His energy level is dropping, but he figures, you know what? This type of stuff worked for me before. I'm not going to let it go. And that's a huge mistake. Again, come clean, you go to prison, or something you recharge with, but eventually come clean, dude. It'll make a big difference. Make a very big difference. You voluntarily coming clean, then little by little everything crashing down on you. Everything you did, and whatever else you didn't expect.
So it's your understanding you believe that RCMP do not consider you a suspect?
I'd
Yeah, you see, he knows he's a suspect.
say 100% I'm not considered as a suspect at this point.
I'd say 100%. Not reliable. He knows he is. As a matter of fact, he is the suspect.
Why
Not
is
just
that?
a suspect.
I mean, from
Yeah, okay, now I'm gonna change my mind on her. I'm gonna change my mind now. Because of course we already know about all of this, but the Canadian public, most of them, they don't pay that much attention. And that one guy, what's his name, that lawyer, he couldn't even get their last name right. And Adam something. And I do change my mind about people once in a while. Not in terms of who they are or what but the way that they do their job, whether or not they are efficient. I mean, from
that box being checked, but we can also
yeah, that's the only thing. That's your only thing to hold on to. He needs something to hold on to, even if it's tiny, even if it's like a string hanging from the ceiling that's about to break.
go back to when I had my polygraph exam.
Yeah, well, what happened after that?
When we went over the questions beforehand, all the questions were on death, right?
Right. And?
So they concluded that by the end of it, I was truthful with all my questions.
With all my questions, so all, you see your flow. You can't keep a flow because you have to think too much. How am I going to answer this? And that is a sign that you are deceptive. And And that's it. And I don't care how many different ways you want me to sugarcoat this. It's so obvious.
My answers, so
Uh-huh.
I didn't have anything to do with the murder of Lily and Jack.
Oh my God. I didn't have anything to do with the murder of Lily and Jack. So they were murdered? They were murdered? Because right now you're not telling me that there wasn't a murder. Right now you're not telling me that you don't know if they're alive or dead. You're not telling me any of that. That's what I would expect if I thought you were innocent. I would expect you to tell me, I don't know if they're dead. Because if they died, they didn't die on my property or in front of me. They would have died somewhere else. I don't know if they're dead. That's what you would say. What do you mean? What do you mean they're dead? They're not. I don't know if they're dead.
And there was no questions on the disappearance or abduction or
Yeah. Abduction. They got rid of this garbage in the very beginning. No. Why? Because they already knew. They already knew it happened. Like your mom would say, this is where everything happened. This is where it happened. They already knew where it happened. They knew there was no abduction. In the very beginning, that's why they said, no. Let's not go down that road whatsoever. The so called disappearance.
kidnapping or anything of that nature. So that leaves me with I didn't murder the kids. I have nothing to do with the disappearance because they did not ask any questions on that.
And so you mentioned that in the polygraph, they didn't ask you about the disappearance and whether you had anything to do with it. But I'm going to ask, did you have anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily?
No.
Did you kill them?
No.
What do you think happened to them?
Einen einfachen Hörtrick.
Point, I'm completely just not sure. I mean, I've thrown speculation out.
That was good. And he's learning. He's learning about reliable deniers. You're welcome, dude. Did Jordan teach you this?
And so you mentioned that in the polygraph, they didn't ask you about the disappearance and whether you had anything to do with it. But I'm going to ask, did you have anything to do with
And the same way that he studied about, that's why I always say the early interviews are the best. Right, Fulio? Same way you've been studying interrogation tactics and everything else and polygraph, now it's statement analysis. And you've learned what a reliable denial is. So I'm going to watch you while you're giving us what would check as a reliable denial if this was your first try. You've given us so many unreliable ones at this point in time. This is not going to wash over anything.
the disappearance of Jack and Lily?
No.
And he's shaking very quickly. It's not a relaxed no, it's a forceful no.
Did you kill them?
No.
You see that?
What do you think happened to them?
At this point, I'm completely just not sure.
Right, just minimization. What do you mean at this point? Were you sure before? Makes no sense, right? When something makes no sense, there's a reason.
I mean, I've thrown speculation out in the past and, narratives that I think, or theories.
Narratives for sure, yeah, that's what you did, narratives. Yeah, like that reservation BS.
that, what I think may have happened. But at this point, I have to just go with what the RCMP say because they have so much information. They have more reason.
They have 91% garbage when it comes to tips. What information do they have, dude? What information do they have? Ah, God. You're tiring me, Daniel. You're really tiring me. You see, it used to be that I was not excited, but I was like, yes, new interview, Daniel. Gotta hear it. Now it's like, shit. I'm actually sidetracking myself with this. And I get right back into Simon's um, presentation, which is excellent.
Resources, and they're the ones that are fully invested in this case.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's pushing it on them. Easy way out. Don't ask me. So why are you there? Why are you right here? What do you want?
They have the intellect and
Uh-huh.
professional training to.
He's always sucking up to them too, because he knows, man. He doesn't want them on his bad side.
Do what they do. It's been 8 months, and I know a lot of people think that the kids are not alive anymore, but I hold out hope. 100%.
I hold out. Hold out. Yeah, there's 100% again. Always a percentage. I so want to break this off, dudes. But you know what? It's already going. And it's going to be one of those long ones,
I'll always hold out hope every day
Every day, always. Okay.
because there's no reason not to.
Okay.
Do you think it's criminal?
Yes.
Ah, interesting, right? Do you think it's criminal? Yes. Now tell me why. I think you've been watching my videos, bro. I think that's exactly what you've been doing. To learn how to get better at that.
But it will not pivot to a
Again, pivot, like the basketball language.
criminal case or a criminal investigation from a missing persons until they have a suspect and they're going to be investigated, and then
They're going to be investigated. They, plural. Who? And then, he is sticking with his narrative and his fabrications, man. Because he got nothing else. When Darren came along, that's when that ball started to roll. Anyways, Daniel has potential, but he's at the end. This is really, really unwatchable.
formally charged.
Do you get any sense from RCMP that they believe this is criminal?
That's a good question. Yeah, why? Where did you get this from, dude?
Yes, but they don't openly share that
So how do you know?
or talk about that
How do you know?
concept with me.
How do you know?
That's pretty limited. They use as many.
Yeah. Go on.
Use the least amount of words they can to convey what they're.
Oh my God. So they're keeping you on the inside, right? You're in the know. You tired yet? I'm getting there.
Trying to get across or questions, or it's usually me who tries to dive in depth with them, but
Dive.
they're
Dive in depth. Always diving, always water. Always.
pretty tight-lipped on everything, and they should be.
Right. Are you their advisor now? I mean, they should be. Okay.
How many times have they officially interviewed you?
Formally interviewed. The very first one was about 4 hours, and since then, I'd say about maybe 5 times. I don't know the count exactly, but probably around 5 times.
And when was the latest one?
The latest one would have been that would have been on the blanket. So,
When?
and the actual formal interview for that wasn't very long. That was probably about 20 minutes. But
When?
the amount of time I spend with them is a lot, because we go over a lot. It's just me asking questions and how can I help them, and so it's usually like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I
Why do you ask so many questions, man?
only plan on being there for 20 minutes or whatever they have to do with me, but it's just like we just keep talking.
And so when you say interviews, that would be recorded, on the record interrogations.
Yeah, that's the audio recordings.
There have been allegations from Malaya's friends and family that you were abusive to her. Were you?
No.
Nodding.
They said that when she moved in with you, she cut off all contact with them and you monitored her phone.
She also monitored mine. We both had the same passwords on her phone.
She monitored you? Really? Really? Like what? Chance Lace? You were not allowed to see him? What do you mean? You see, this is kind of surprising to me, actually, because there he goes. He admits that part. But he has to add something else. I'm almost done, by the way. How much do I have? Wow, this is exactly half time right now. 7:16 and 14:32. And it's all the way to the end. There's no...
And her friends, she blocked her friends on my phone, and she blocked them on her own phone.
Why? What did they do to deserve that?
So how would you describe your relationship before the children went missing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, look at his face. Look at how intense he's starting to get. Here we go. Script ready, go. I
I don't really want to talk on that.
Right. You see, all of a sudden, before everything was rosy, everything was nice, right? Yeah, people have problems here and there, but otherwise, yeah. So now you don't want to talk about that. That's interesting. Maybe he's already realizing he shouldn't push her too much and try to deny too much, because maybe she will go all the way and say what's really been going on rather than downplay it. You see? You can only push so much, even though she wants to keep Meadow and wants things to kind of like go away. Guess what, dude?
Because I don't really want to talk on too much to do with Malaya. It's best that we don't.
Okay.
for you.
And so you mentioned that there were some accusations about your past drug use.
Mhm.
I've read some things about it being drug use that week, the week the children went missing. Is there any truth to that?
No, I didn't have any drugs. And Major Crimes knows that. Or they would have, charged me with possession of drugs or drug paraphernalia.
Unless they don't, unless, I want to get through this right now because I don't want to have to revisit it. I think that's the way I want to do things from now. Prioritizing.
There was nothing at the house. So, and they know that.
What is your history in terms of the drug use? What would you like to share, just to clear the air?
I did not have any drugs. People thought I was doing drugs during the search. Absolutely not. I don't owe any drug dealers money.
Not the question.
I don't owe anyone drugs.
Not the question.
I'm not a drug dealer.
Not the question.
I don't manufacture drugs. Can't really speak on anything more than that, I
Those
guess.
have been all the accusations
Yeah.
made at you.
That I
How much have you used your whole life?
have, manufactured drugs, sell them. I give them to people to sell. It's
There
crazy.
was no drug party that night.
No, there was no drug party. There was no leaving during the middle of the night.
She's a little out of the loop, isn't she?
When we pulled into the yard on Thursday afternoon, it would have been about 3:50 or just right before 4 o'clock.
Okay.
The vehicle did not move till the next morning until I got in it and then went searching for Lily and Jack that morning when Malay was on dispatch or contacted dispatch.
How have all of these allegations impacted you?
At the start, it didn't bother me because they're obviously all not true. Basically anyone can just go.
Obviously. Another sensitive red flag kind of word. Obviously. Nothing is obvious here, dude. There wouldn't be a need to interview you if any of this was obvious.
On there and say whatever they want without any recourse at all.
Yeah.
And over time, it started to get to me because it's just constant, right? I tried to keep up on it all and tried to, tell everyone the truth and correct everyone. But
Well, you can tell us the truth. Everything will go away. Everything untrue will, all the wrong guesses will go away. You know that, right? I hope you do.
it was just too much. When those groups start to get so large and there's thousands and thousands of comments and thousands of questions every day, that's too much. Then you have YouTube creators, they just go on and, they basically become delusional. They have their mob and they look to destroy, or they're completely obsessed with me and the case.
Yeah, I mean, what have you?
Yeah, I don't categorize myself with those types of people. They got nothing else. But you know what? Why are you avoiding me? I ask you the right questions, but I want you to answer me. And I will point out from now on even the slightest form of deception that I detect. But you need to do a 180. You can't keep, but again, this was before we got the news of, Malaya taking him to court. Because I haven't seen what he's been like since.
You learned about the true crime community.
That it's absolutely vicious, and
There is no such thing as a community when it comes to so called true crime. There are researchers and there are consumers, and the percentage of researchers is extremely small. There are people coming together to kill time, to associate things with their own past problems, talk about, you know, anything surrounding that they can relate to one way or not or another, and they forget about the victims really, really quickly. So this question right here, and mind you, you're the one who fell into every freaking trap that there is, and so did your friend Darren. And then you complain. You need to pull an emergency plug. And guess what? The people you talk to the most, they are the ones who get you deep into this. You really have a lot to learn, dude. And again, I always talk about adult choices. And you know who didn't have a choice? Jack and Lily. Sebastian Rogers, he had no choice. These kids didn't choose the wrong stepfather.
I said this word a lot, but obsessive. And
No, because they want to make money off of you, dude. That's what it is.
it's a lot.
I know a lot of people are obsessed with you because you remind them of somebody from their own past, maybe, right? The moment that I saw your first interview, I knew that A, you are lying, and B, you are stupidly lying. And you haven't changed directions. You're waiting for it to eventually go in your favor, but it won't. This ain't Pictou County, bro. This is the whole world speaking.
Of those creators in the true crime community, it's like basically, talking to like a barnyard animal, I guess you could say. It's they don't add any value other
That's true. I said it before. Absolutely correct.
than just being there.
Absolutely correct. But you know what? That's what a lot of people are drawn to. So yeah, there's a reason that I don't want comments right now. Except in live chat where the right people uh, tend to move. Oh, I have a lot more. I have a lot more, guys. And it's gonna be very significant. I hope you guys are okay in chat. I'm forcing myself to go through this. I think I have to. Let's say it like that.
Do you feel at this point things are getting worse?
They are getting so much worse. And maybe she's already in the know of something's coming that she doesn't really share.
Or has it eased up at any point?
The community it's becoming more aggressive with their conspiracies and theories due to my lack of engagement online. I've received numerous death threats, and Major Crimes has notified me on that. And
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure somebody. Yeah, it's always a possibility.
they're working hard to basically get them under control and find out who's doing them.
How are these death threats coming in?
I mean,
This is a good question. You see, you're throwing it out there. Death threats. And I hear that many, many times when people want to get victim status, right? I'm the one under attack. I am just a regular dude and I'm under attack. So it's really, really good how she moves right in there and says, really? Be specific. Be specifics. And he of course says, I mean, when you say I mean, you're saying, well, you mean something else. It's a nice way, it's a way of saying disregard. When you don't really have deniability to the statement you've already made, but you try to soften it and wiggle your way out of it.
I get them daily on my phone. That's a normal thing, but Major Crimes was aware of them.
Daily? You're talking about death threats? Show me one. Crop out the name.
I'm not sure if they came in for tips, call-ins, or
I'm not sure if they came in for tips, call-ins, what?
some other way, but they didn't want to dive into that. They're pretty limited on what.
What's going on here? What are you saying, man?
A normal thing, but
It's a normal thing? You get normal things on your phone? A death threat is normal?
Major Crimes was aware of them. I'm not sure if they came in for tips, call-ins, or some other way, but they didn't want to dive into that. They're
Diving again.
pretty limited on what they can tell me about any of it. I mean,
What are you getting, man? Why are you avoiding this again?
basically because,
I mean, basically, this is doubling down on the fillers because, look at that.
they don't want me to get worried and everything like that, but
What are you talking about? How are they coming in? Okay, I got 2 death threats on Facebook yesterday, and one came in via email. And then on YouTube, I left a comment, and somebody said, I'm going to kill you. And give me some. How are they coming in, man? Or text message, what? Or WhatsApp? Or how do they come in? Look at this avoidance, man. Look at what Fulio's trying to pull.
pretty serious stuff, I guess.
How are you dealing with that?
I'm dealing pretty well with it because, nothing really scares me in that aspect. It's been 8 months, and I don't really put much thought into where much, I don't recognize it as, having any impact on my life personally. But I imagine a lot of individuals are probably scared for me, I guess, because, they care about me. But for me personally, I just see it as another rock that skips off the water. There still is,
Again, water.
people with big hearts out there and open minds, but they're not on there posting.
Yeah. There are some amazing people who don't really post. We're almost done, guys.
But I do have loyal supporters, and I appreciate every single one of them.
So now that we're coming up, getting to 9 months in this investigation, what's your sense? Where do you think the case stands?
I think the case, it's moving forward, but there is so much information to,
I don't know. Tell me.
really, examine and really go through before you can complete this part of information, then move to the next. And I mean, there's so many tips being called in, and then there's tips.
Yeah, 90+% are nonsense.
Tips that are absolutely useless.
Yeah, the vast majority.
Like when you see me out in public, don't call in a tip. I mean, that's
Yeah, I can see people doing that too, a bunch of Karens. Ah, he's walking in the store right now. Yeah. Once you know, okay.
that's just total nonsense, because you're slowing down the investigators and you're slowing down the social media team that they have, and or the guy who checks the tips and reviews the tips. I mean, you slow him down when you're just putting in tips that say, well, we seen Daniel at a gas.
He's good at being concerned. He's good at saying, I'm taking a test. Challenge me. I have nothing to hide. He's really good at that sometimes, except it doesn't add up. So he knows how to present himself in a manner that many will consider, nah, he can't have anything to do with this. I'm almost done.
Station buying a Gatorade, because that has happened.
Right.
I believe that too. I believe it too. I know all about these stupid tips.
Wow. What would you like to see happen with this case?
I would like to see it closed.
Yeah, I know. Over with, right? Not solved, he said closed. Case closed. That's his priority, to get it done. And recognize the flow. No hesitation. I want it closed. Not I want Jack and Lily found. I want the case closed.
And
And
Lily and Jack found safely.
found safely. Is that correct English, Daniel?
And someone is charged with criminal offenses.
Like who? Who said someone? Are you going back into the narrative? Because you got nothing else and you figure Darren's narrative is the one, the only one that worked on any level?
Because that's what you think will be
Yeah.
the result here.
Yeah.
You don't think they're in the woods?
No.
Of course they're not in the woods. I mean, aren't we done with that? Have
Your own theories shifted at all along the way?
you don't have theories, you have knowledge. It's hard for him to answer this because unlike you and many people, you don't have theories when you know what happened. So it's really difficult to answer. And the last thing that he wants to tell us is that he doesn't have theories because it'll be even more obvious that he knows what took place. And there's no need for him to theorize.
They have.
Yeah, they should. If you don't know how to analyze professionally and don't know what happened. So he's telling us what, under the under the circumstances he's in, he should be saying. What would I say if I was innocent?
But they always come back to what I originally thought. After I
Yeah. No matter how much you spin things, you will always go back to the basics, which is the event of Thursday night.
just, go over all the information so many times, or lay in bed and go over everything in my mind from the very beginning to where it is now. The theories in my mind change, but I still have to go with what RCMP say.
Ah, that's important to you. Not what actually happened, but what RCMP is saying. Right. Come clean, dude. For your own
Because
good.
they have the most information on the case. And I know that's their job to bring justice for Lily and Jack and to bring them home safely.
Yeah. All right, guys. Bless you for suffering through this with me, and I'll see you soon. This is from CBC News Nova Scotia, and I will link to this interview in the description below.